So I'm a part of a group chat, and one of my friends sent me a very intriguing message. I don't know if intriguing was the word I was looking for. It read, who is gonna win in a fight? Alvida before Fruit or Ace? Now everybody in the mama knows I'm an avid Ace hater, but for the sake of this debate, I decided to treat Ace fairly in saying that in a fight between him and no Fruit Alvida from the start of the series, Alvida absolutely spites Ace, and it's not even a fight. Alvida can and would blitz Ace in a 1v1 fight, and I'm here to explain why. Before I get deeper into the video, make sure to thumbs up, subscribe, even if you never watch my videos again. Adding a thumbs up helps this video beat YouTube's algorithm, and it will show up for more people who may or may not be interested in my channel. With that being said, let's get into this, John. Blazes in editing. Run that intro, my boy. So, Ace versus Alvida. This is a matchup that nobody was expecting. It's almost as random as the Pocahontas and Sasuke ship. Yes, that's a real thing. I did not just make that up. Actually, Google it. Anyways, Ace versus Alvida is a pretty peculiar matchup. We all know that pre-time skip Luffy easily one-shots Alvida, and Ace could arguably one-shot Luffy pre-time skip. However, don't get the matchups twisted. This is just a product of bad matchups. How many times am I gonna say matchups? My boys. Let's take Pokemon for example. Let's theoretically say that a grass type will one-shot a water type, okay? However, on the flip side, that grass type will get one-shot by a fire type. Since the fire type is stronger than the grass type, does that mean the fire type is stronger than the water type too? No. It's just a game of matchups. In the same way, Luffy will one-shot Alvida, but Ace would one-shot Luffy. Does that mean Ace is stronger than Alvida too? Like I said in the Pokemon example. No. It's just a matchup problem. Luffy beats Alvida, Ace beats Luffy, Alvida beats Ace. Here's why. Actually, before we can cover why Alvida is a bad matchup for Ace, we have to cover the abilities of both sides first. So let's start with Alvida, who is much more simple. Again, this is pre-Devil Fruit Alvida, so no fruit, obviously. Alright, Alvida is fat. Very fat. She's an obese woman who stands at around 6'6". She carries around a gigantic spiked iron mace that was said to be able to kill the average man in one swing. That's pretty much all there is to her at this point in the story. Next up is Fire Fist Ace. Why is he called Fire Fist? Well, he has a Logia type fruit called the Mera no Mi, which allows him to turn into, generate, and control fire. His signature move is where he lights his fist on fire and punches with a wave of flames that scorch anything in its path. So now the name Fire Fist is sounding pretty self-explanatory, huh? Ace does, in fact, have the use of at least Busho Shoku Haki and Conqueror's Haki. It's unknown if he possesses Kenbun Shoku, but his first showing of Conqueror's Haki was when he was a child and used it against the Blue Jam Pirates to save his sworn brother, Luffy. And his first showing of Busho Shoku Haki was in the One Piece novel A, which states that he actually did unlock Busho Shoku Haki. However, whether he was proficient or not is unknown. We never actually get to see Ace use his Haki, that Busho Haki, in the anime, so it's unknown if he's good with it or not. Anyways, Ace also carries around a dagger on him at all times for some reason. It's literally just aesthetic. He literally only used it a few times to try and attack Whitebeard, but never used it again. Anyways, that sums up Ace's powers for the most part. So now that we've seen both sides, I know what you're all thinking. Ace is way more overpowered than Alvida is. ... How is this even a fight? Well, I'll tell you how. First, let's create a setting to have this fight at. Round 1 will take place on the same ship that Luffy originally fought Alvida on, and round 2 will take place at the island where Ace fought against Blackbeard. See, they both get a chance at home court advantage, alright? Let's start with round 1. Who wins? Alvida wins. Effortlessly. And here's how. So here's the thing about Logias. They all have natural things that they're weak against. For example, God Enaru, who has the lightning fruit, is unable to hurt anything made of rubber, which is why he lost to the main protagonist, who, spoiler alert, is made of rubber. Another example is Sir Crocodile, who loses his intangibility when he gets wet. Pause. It's known that the Logias have things that they're naturally weak against, so let's see what fire is naturally weak against. To paraphrase, water puts out fire by creating a barrier between the fuel source and the source of oxygen. When those two things can't mix, fire can't spread. Now, round 1 takes place on a boat. Like I said, where was the boat? In the middle of the ocean. Alvida is already at a huge advantage simply by fighting in the middle of the ocean. Now I'll give Ace the benefit of the doubt and say he's not dumb enough to go jumping off the boat and drowning, but when we take Alvida's weight into consideration, whether Ace jumps or not, water is still gonna give him trouble. Why does Alvida's weight have anything to do with that argument? It's simple. Alvida can do a cannonball off the boat into the water and create a splash so large that it engulfs the entire ship and knocks Ace off into the ocean. Now, this is pre-Devil Fruit Alvida, like I said, so she won't drown. But Ace, who possesses the Mera fruit, will, because Devil Fruit users can't swim. Now, just for curiosity's sake, let's assume that Ace doesn't get knocked overboard by the wave from the cannonball. He still dies from the wave engulfing the ship. Why? Because like I said before, Ace's Devil Fruit doesn't just let him manipulate, generate, and control fire. It literally turns him into fire, and once this water touches him, he gets instantly one-shotted. I think that's enough evidence to explain why Alvida spites Ace in the first round scenario, but here's another reason why for those of you who still aren't convinced. According to data books, Alvida weighs approximately 5 million tons. So even without doing a cannonball into the ocean and creating a tsunami, Alvida's weight alone is enough to flip the ship over if she stands on one side. The momentum from the ship flipping will send Ace flying into the ocean where he proceeds to either drown or get insta-killed by his natural weakness, the water. Round 1. We all know Alvida wins. Let's move on to round 2 where the fight isn't completely one-sided. We're moving on to land. Bonero? I don't know the name of that island, my mans, but you can read it. It's the island where Ace and Blackbeard originally had their duel, so let's subtract Blackbeard from this equation and add Alvida. Same abilities, different location. Now in this scenario, it's a less one-sided fight, but not by much. Alvida still destroys Ace, and here's why. As I said before, Alvida weighs approximately 5 million tons. I don't think you're comprehending how fat that is. I'm not going to explain, just know Alvida's an absolute unit at that weight. Now why does her weight matter in this situation too? Simple. The bigger you are, the more heat you generate because you have more body mass to move. What comes with more bodily heat is more sweat to cool you down. Now, Alvida defeats Ace in 2 different ways here. Number 1, Alvida's body will attempt to regulate its temperature as she moves around at 5 million tons to fight. Because of this, Alvida will be absolutely drenched, I mean soaked in sweat, and will thus have the ability to one-tap Ace because of the water in her sweat. Now, that's not fair because that's how she beats him in round 1 too, so let's just pretend that's a non-factor and move on to why she still beats Ace because of her weight, even if she's unable to sweat. Ace's flames are orange. Orange flames burn at around 1,100 degrees Celsius, give or take a few, or 2,000 degrees Fahrenheit, give or take a few. Alvida, again, weighs 5 million tons. That roughly trans over to 10 billion pounds. Now imagine how much bodily heat you're generating from moving 10 billion pounds of body mass. She is easily harder than Ace's flames and thus won't be hurt by any of his attacks. So how does Alvida defeat Ace now? Easy. Her spiked mace. Y'all thought I forgot about that. Her mace is made of iron. While holding the mace, it will heat up because of her bodily heat. She then will use the mace to absolutely body Ace because it burns at a temperature hotter than his flames. That, or she pulls in a kainu and just punches a hole through his chest. Regardless, Ace loses 10 out of 10 times. Alright, I'll play devil's advocate. Let's have a third round just for the heck of it. Alvida and her allies versus Ace and his allies. Sure, then Ace technically wins, even though it won't be because of him. There, are you happy now, Ace fans? He wins one matchup because his allies are better than Alvida's allies. Specifically Marco. Anyways, overall, Alvida takes Ace in a fight 10 out of 10 times without outside help. If you agree with this explanation video, then make sure to like, subscribe, and comment on why Alvida wins. If you disagree with this explanation video, then make sure to like, subscribe, and comment on why you're the biggest idiot of 2020. I'll catch y'all on the next one. Let me know who you want to see a versus battle on next. More videos on the way, I think. I don't know what I'm gonna make videos on, but more on the way. Comment what I should play or discuss next. I need new content, alright? We out this piece. Let me hit my motto catchphrase. Yeah.